Hello, I'm Arya Cha from Stuff Explained, and today I'm going to be going over functional groups. So, as always, let's start with a little bit of context. Normally, I'd go over the history of their creation, but there really isn't much to speak of. So, let's talk about what functional groups are. Functional groups are groups of atoms within a molecule that have similar chemical properties while appearing in different molecules. The same functional group will undergo the same or similar chemical reactions regardless of the rest of the molecule's composition. There are many functional groups, but today we'll be focusing on seven of the most important ones: hydroxyl, carbonyl, carboxyl, amino, sulfhydryl, methyl, and the phosphate groups. Alright, so let's start with hydroxyl. Hydroxyl derives its name from the fact that it has a hydrogen atom connected to an oxygen atom. It's usually written in chemical form as OH or HO, and is polar due to the electronegativity of oxygen compared to hydrogen. It can also form hydrogen bonds with water, making it used extensively throughout the human body. Most substances with hydroxyl in them are alcohols, thus we generally refer to the name of the compound for the group as alcohols. Most substances with the hydroxyl group in them also end in OL, such as ethanol, which you can see on the bottom left here. Next up, we have the carbonyl group. This group gets its name from the fact that it's composed of carbon double bonded to an oxygen. When the carbonyl group is on the end of a carbon skeleton, it's known as an aldehyde. Aldehydes sometimes have an extra hydrogen attached to them and are thus considered as a separate group from carbonyl, but for now you can just refer to them as carbonyl. If a carbonyl group is within the carbon skeleton, it's known as a ketone. Nobody agrees on how to pronounce ketone, with results ranging from ketone, keton, ketone, and ketone. The carbonyl group is one of the most important, as ketones and aldehydes can be found in sugars, which our body uses for energy. A sugar with a ketone is referred to as a ketose, and a sugar with an aldehyde is referred to as an aldose. Aldehydes and ketones are often structural isomers. Following carbonyl is the carboxyl group. This group is composed of a carbon dioxide double bonded to an oxygen, hence carboxy, and another bond to an oxygen. The second oxygen, without the double bond, is also bonded to a hydrogen. Carboxyl has acidic properties due to the hydrogen-oxygen bond being polar. So, the compounds are often referred to as carboxylic acids or organic acids. Common misconception I see with the carboxyl group is people naming the carbonyl and hydroxyl groups within. While the atoms are the same, the carboxyl group does not have the functional properties of hydroxyl or carbonyl, thus we don't refer to them as the functional groups. The carboxyl group is found in cells with a -1 charge. However, its most important role by far is being one of the two functional groups within amino acids together with the amino group. They give amino acids the acid part of their name. The other part of amino acids come from the amino group. This group is made up of nitrogen bonded to two hydrogens. They act as a base and can pick up H+, which is a hydrogen ion. That's just hydrogen with a positive charge. As hydrogen only has one electron, an H+ ion is essentially just a proton. Together with the carboxyl group, it's in every single amino acid and is crucial for the formation of polypeptide chains. Amino compounds are usually called amines. The amino group is the only one possessing nitrogen. Moving on to the sulfhydryl group. The sulfhydryl group contains a sulfur bonded to an hydrogen atom. It is often abbreviated to SH. Sulfhydryl groups have an important role in stabilizing protein structures through the form of disulfide bonds. These bonds create bridges between different parts of a protein chain, contributing to the three-dimensional shape. The presence of sulfhydryl groups can also influence the behavior of enzymes and their interactions within biological systems. Sulfhydryl compounds are called thiols. Let's discuss the methyl group. Methyl consists of a single carbon atom bonded to three hydrogen atoms. It is represented as CH3. The methyl group usually doesn't participate in chemical reactions itself, but its presence or absence can significantly affect a molecule's properties. Methyl groups are always involved in processes like DNA methylation, which plays a role in gene expression. Additionally, the arrangement of methyl groups in organic molecules can impact characteristics such as solubility and biological activity. Lastly, we have the phosphate group. This group is one of the most important and is composed of a phosphorus atom bonded to four oxygen atoms, forming a tetrahedral structure. One of the bonds is a double bond. Sometimes you will see two negatively charged oxygens, while other times you will see two OHs. This happens because the oxygen sometimes steals the electron completely from the hydrogen, making the lone proton leave the group, while the oxygen gains a charge due to the extra electron. The phosphate group is often symbolized as PO4. It's a crucial component of molecules like ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, which transfers and stores energy within cells via reacting with water. The addition or removal of phosphate groups from molecules is a key mechanism in cell signaling, regulating various processes such as enzyme activity and gene expression. It is also a part of the sugar phosphate backbone in nucleic acids. So, That's it for functional groups for now. Remember to memorize them well because they will come up often in future units and are the foundations of biochemistry.